Admiral Krathzix had lived for 3 centuries, long enough to witness the rise and fall of a dozen civilizations. His chitinous plates bore the scars of countless battles, each one a testament to the collective's dominance across 47 star systems. Yet today, as he stood on the command deck of the Eternal Dominion, something felt different. Something felt wrong. "Admiral, the sensor readings. They cannot be accurate," his tactical officer hissed, mandibles clicking in agitation. Krathzix turned his compound eyes toward the holographic display. What he saw made his secondary heart skip a beat. The void between their homeworld and the distant yellow star called Sol was no longer empty. It was filled. Thousands upon thousands of signatures. "No, millions. Run diagnostics," he commanded, his voice steady despite the growing unease in his thorax. This must be a system malfunction. The diagnostics came back clean. Every scanner, every long-range detector, every quantum array confirmed the same impossible truth. There was a fleet approaching. A fleet so vast it defied comprehension. For 200 years, the collective had heard whispers of humanity. The galactic community spoke of them in hushed tones like ancient mariners sharing ghost stories. A species that had emerged from a death world, survived global wars that should have rendered their planet uninhabitable, and then somehow reached the stars. But the humans had remained isolationist, mysterious, refusing contact with the greater galaxy. The collective had decided to force the issue. 3 months ago, they had sent a battle group to the Sol system with a simple message: submit or be cleansed. It was standard procedure. Primitive species either joined the collective as vassal states or were eliminated as potential future threats. The battle group never returned. At first, Krathzix assumed they had been lost to some natural phenomenon, a black hole perhaps, or a rogue stellar event. But then the transmission arrived. A single message, audio only, in perfect collective standard. "You came to our home uninvited. You threatened our children. Now we're coming to yours. Consider this your only warning." The collective High Council had laughed. A species barely capable of faster-than-light travel, threatening the mightiest empire in the galaxy. It was absurd. They had mobilized the Grand Fleet, 10,000 warships, each one a marvel of engineering that had taken decades to construct, and sent them to deal with the human nuisance. That had been 30 cycles ago. Now, as the human fleet emerged from the black between the stars, Krathzix understood why his people's arrogance had been misplaced. By the ancestors, someone whispered. The fleet was still several light minutes away, but already it dominated every sensor. The ships were crude by collective standards, boxy, utilitarian, lacking the elegant curves and artistic flourishes that marked proper military engineering. But there were so many of them. And they kept coming. Wave after wave of signatures bleeding into real space, each one representing a vessel of war. "How many?" Krathzix asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Still counting, Admiral." "Current estimate, 4,300,000 vessels. No, correction, 5 million. They're still arriving. 5 million. The Grand Fleet, the pride of the collective, numbered 10,000. The humans had brought 500 times that number. "That's impossible," Krathzix said. "No species can construct that many vessels. The resources alone would strip 100 star systems bare." "Admiral, we're receiving another transmission." The holographic display flickered, and a human appeared. She was small, as all humans were, but her eyes held the weight of command. She wore a simple uniform, dark blue with unfamiliar insignia. Behind her, Krathzix could see the bridge of her vessel, cramped, efficient, packed with crew members working at their stations. "I am Fleet Admiral Chen of the United Earth Defense Force," she said, her voice calm and measured. "You attacked our scouting expedition without provocation. You murdered 3,000 of our people. According to the laws of war as we understand them, this constitutes an act of genocide." Krathzix bristled. "Your entire species numbers only 12 billion. How dare you speak of genocide to us? The collective spans 300 billion souls." Admiral Chen's expression didn't change. "Then you should understand the mathematics of what's about to happen." The display zoomed out, showing the tactical situation. The human fleet had arranged itself in a perfect sphere around the collective's homeworld, every ship maintaining precise formation. They weren't attacking. They were simply there, waiting. "We did the calculations," Chen continued. "After your battle group glassed 3 of our colony stations, we had a choice to make. We could retreat into isolation, hope you'd forget about us, or we could ensure you never threatened us again. You cannot possibly hope to control an empire of our size, Krathzix protested, even as his tactical system screamed warnings about weapons lock signatures. Even if you defeat the Grand Fleet, there are 1,000 more worlds, 1,000,000 more ships that can be built. We're not here to control your empire, Admiral. Chen's voice remained eerily calm. We're here to dismantle it. You see, humans have a saying, peace through superior firepower. We wanted peace. We asked for peace. You brought us war instead. The display shifted, showing a breakdown of the human fleet composition. Krathzix felt his blood chill as he processed the numbers. These weren't exploration vessels or converted cargo ships. Every single one was a purpose-built warship, most of them manufactured in the past 20 years according to the energy signatures. You turned your entire civilization into a war machine, he whispered, horrified. We turned our entire civilization into a shield, Chen corrected. When you threatened our children, every human colony, every orbital habitat, every mining station received the same directive. Build ships. We had the resources, dozens of uninhabited systems rich with metals and rare elements. We had the population, 12 billion highly motivated people who remembered what extinction looked like from their own history. We had the will. And now? Now you have a choice, Admiral. Stand down. Order every collective vessel in this system to power down their weapons and surrender. We will occupy your homeworld, dismantle your war infrastructure, and establish a peacekeeping force. Or refuse, and we will demonstrate why humanity learned centuries ago that when you commit to total war, you don't do it halfway. Krathzix looked at his command staff. He saw the fear in their eyes, the same fear that now gripped his own hearts. The collective had conquered dozens of species, but they had always fought conventional wars against conventional enemies. The humans had done something unprecedented. They had bet everything on a single, overwhelming response. How long? He asked quietly. How long would it take you to glass our world? Chen's expression finally changed, just slightly. Was that regret? With 5 million ships all firing simultaneously? Approximately 11 minutes. But we won't do that, Admiral. We're not like you. We don't glass inhabited worlds. We don't murder civilians. We came here to end a threat, not commit genocide. The bridge was silent except for the hum of systems and the shallow breathing of his crew. What do you want? Surrender. Reparations for the lives you took. A peace treaty that ensures humanity will never have to mobilize like this again. And most importantly, Admiral, we want you to spread a message across the galaxy. Earth is not alone anymore. Humanity is not weak, and anyone who threatens us will learn what it means to wake a sleeping giant. Krathzix looked at the tactical display one final time. 5 million ships, 5 million testaments to human determination, 5 million reasons why his people's age of conquest was over. He reached for the communications panel with a trembling limb. This is Admiral Krathzix of the Collective Grand Fleet. We surrender. As the human vessels began their controlled descent toward the planet below, Krathzix realized that the galaxy would never be the same. The humans hadn't just won a battle. They had introduced a new concept to a cosmos that had grown complacent. There are some species you simply don't provoke. And humanity, it seemed, was one of them.